Okay, we're gonna do a short one. And on the chat, you all keep seeing me on Sunny's, Sluice, then CDs, where I keep bringing up Karina McClurkin's case. And why? Is if you read up here, what's this say right here? Delphi investigation. This is Detective Kevin Hammond to me, 9/25/2019. This is Detective Hammond with Carroll County Sheriff's Office. You sent me an email stating he did a typo. It's supposed to be third body in Carroll County. I'd like to see the message you say you have as proof. And we're going to go back up here. And I'm calling bullshit on this right here. If you had a hand in one case, you're not going to know anything about the other. That was only 96 days after Karina's. Alan Tinker, you're about to find out, his role in Karina's was he was there, he was involved, and that's how he knows the details that he knows. And he actually stabbed a guy 96 days after Delphi. And when I say 96 days after Delphi, it's exactly that. 96 days to the dot after Delphi, he stabbed Jeremy Patterson. And I'm calling BS on this one. I'm pretty sure once you grill him and actually get him to actually start talking, he's going to open up that yes, he was there involved with Karina's, knows what happened, that's how he knows the details. And this is why, as you've seen, I've got multiple emails from Detective Hammond. I'm going to do a different video on that. And make sure you guys can read that. It says, just got told from Alan Gabe is the one who chopped her up because she overdosed, which is a BS lie. Gabriel Ellis was actually trafficking Karina the night she died. I actually heard from her mom the exact name of the firefighter, and he brought her body in Cutler, Indiana. Now, I'm going to ask you guys something. What's the difference with these two bridges? This one? You got this one. Which is the same one. And I want you to keep an eye on this name, Dusty Hooper. He is the one that is afraid of Gabriel Ellis and allowed Gabriel Ellis to actually use his burn pit to burn Karina McClurkin's remains in Cutler. And mind you, from his house to this train bridge right here is 0.5 miles. It's about the same from where they found the girls to where they went missing. Now, mind you, I showed you this smaller train bridge. Both of these train bridges are in the same county and just minutes away and a few miles from each other. Many know this picture. And if you, like I said, go to my page, Michael Phillips, and the best way to find it is the link I can show. But hands down, the difference between these two bridges, I want you guys to tell me. They're both train bridges, both in the same county. Only this one, right here, has got national coverage. And 2 sets of remains found near it. Like I said, this one's been all over the national news, international news even. And this one right down here, is in Cutler, Indiana. And the difference between those two is, like I said, the first one, the Delphi Bridge, Delphi Monon High Bridge, and this bridge right here. The two main differences is this one holds a set of remains still in that county, missing and killed 126 days before Delphi. And I can go through a video, I can go through every text, so once I upload them onto the computer, I can go through every text with Carroll County Prosecutor Steve Mullen, the investigative prosecutor, where he admits that yes, even he has an investigation going on, and it's in reference to the Delphi investigation, but a third missing killed set of remains in their county that happened 126 days before Delphi. And I want you guys to really read this. It was not an overdose. She was sexually trafficked and killed. And they end up, like I said, right here, chopped her up. And they were trying to do the overdose to get less time when they're rolling on Gabe. They told Jazz Bolin, Alan Tinker's girlfriend, not to say anything about her being killed or being sexually trafficked by Gabe. But she was actually killed by a firefighter. And what I've brought up is with Delphi, knowing how investigations like that are done, how searches like that are done, the availability of getting a hold of a firefighter and rescue radio, all plausible. Did the firefighter that killed Karina have a hand in Delphi? Was he a searcher? But it allowed Gabrielis and the other ones, and like everybody's been saying, it's a group of people. Everybody's got their own person of interest. But one thing I want to bring up to you is, I'll try looking it up real quick. Sorry. I'm going to try to bring this up in images real quick. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep this a short and sweet video. And if I can get this to pop up like it's supposed to. We're going to go and zoom in on this image. And the reason why, you're going to see here in a second if it'll ever pop up. Mind you, I live out in the country, so sometimes our internet can be wishy-washy, if that makes sense. But what I want you to notice is right here to right here. If you zoom in on this image, like I'm trying to get it brought up, and try one more time if not. Well, okay, what I'm getting at is if you look at his left eye, our right side, you're going to notice the swelling on the eyebrow. Right in here, you're going to start noticing some discoloration. Right down here at the lower eye, you're going to start seeing where he's got the start of a black eye. Now, on your own time, zoom in when it comes to right here. This scar, fresh, still fresh, within 24 hours of happening. And this scar right here, you're going to see some abrasions on both of his cheek and his nose. the sawing, the black eye, and a while back I actually looked at a Chuck Taylor because I'm like, that is too wide for a regular shoe. It has to be a thin shoe, a not very wide shoe, and a Chuck Taylor would match. It'd be thin enough and small enough where, like I'm saying, if he got kicked from below right here, kicked upwards, that would cause the black eye, the issues he's got going on with his eyes, and some other issues. Like, you can really tell, like right here, it's real red around his nose, the black eye. Did one of the girls happen to kick him? And some of you that know how to do this, to actually cut and paste a Chuck Taylor. If you actually bring the Chuck Taylor down to where it causes the black eye, and it's a kick coming from below, if he was facing somebody and going to hold their leg down, if they got loose and was able to kick him, like I said, from below, kicking upwards, if you took a Chuck Taylor, a child-sized Chuck Taylor, about the size of either Abby or Libby, you'll start noticing where right here would start matching up. Like I said, when some of you that actually have the ability, please do, because you're going to start noticing if you start sizing shoes and to the picture, wide width shoes can't cause this. A boot can't cause this. It has to be a thin shoe with a very pronounced tip. I want to say probably the guard on the shoe itself, it looks about like this, and then the white part stops. I want to say that Chuck Taylor, the tip of it right in here, was what caused this and this on his face. Now, if they do touch DNA on the girl's shoes, if they haven't already, and get a warrant for his DNA, will the DNA match? Will the DNA show he knows what all took place? He was there. Not only in Karina's case, but then another drug debt on multiple people of a certain family of one of the victims. He was the big man. He was one of the bigger dealers under that cartel-fed drug ring in Kokomo. But I just figured I'd do a short video, but I wanted to bring up the fact right here. And if you're able to pull these up, I'm going to try one last time. And like I said, if you pull this up, save the image, zoom in, you'll see what I'm talking about. And the ones, like I said, if you can go in and cut and paste a shoe, a Chuck Taylor, you'll start noticing if you go upwards, the nose and the cheek don't match. But if you keep it down where he's getting kicked from below upwards, causing all this trauma, and it's the tip of the shoe, you'll notice when you go to paste that shoe on here, I've done it before, where only a certain percentage of that shoe can go in until it's too wide. It's got to be the tip of the shoe, and I'm almost positive it was Chuck Taylor, and it's child's Chuck Taylor that actually did this damage on his face. And mind you, this is February 15th, not even 24 hours after the ordeal in Delphi came ahead. And this same individual, sexually trafficked, allowed people to beat and rape for him to be getting monetary gain off Karina McClurkin when her brother, his bust, owed him money and drugs. Not only to him, but Flint Farmer, the one Karina was seen leaving. I'll be getting into a few of the Karina things tomorrow, but I just wanted to bring this up to you guys and get your opinions, get your thoughts. But at the very beginning, I want you to remember that. The whole fact is, there's an open investigation they're not letting the public be known. I think it's due time where Carroll County Sheriff's Department and Prosecutor's Office needs to come forward to the community, not only in Delphi, but the public as a whole. And when it comes to Karina's case, I can show a few things tomorrow where I was not just a regular federal, person just on my way home. I was an FBI informant turned federal witness on Karina's case, which, if hers is the first and third case to Delphi, then once they find her remains, and if we find her remains, which I say we, Carroll County doesn't want to do it. They don't want to get off their feet and get out in the mud. I've asked them to multiple times. I just sent a email to Toby Lesenby, the sheriff. We're actually waiting for the written permission and an email back to us where we can get Midwest Canine Search and Rescue with their cadaver dogs and come out and see exactly where this sick piece of crap not only burnt, but then disposed of her remains. If it's near another train bridge, I hate saying it, but right here, but right here, this crosshair, when it comes to Karina and Delphi, he needs to have a crosshair right here on his forehead. And I hope when he goes to prison, the other ones that were involved, not only in Karina's, but in Delphi cases, I hope they announce it over the speakers. Inmate such and such. Inmate such and such. Both male and female, because there was male and females there when it came to both Karina and Delphi. But I hope they announce it over the loudspeakers and let everybody know these sorry pieces of shit are coming into their home. Yes, prisoners, they call it home. They're not going anywhere fast. They're not going to welcome people like him into their home. And it's sick, because when it comes to prisons and jails, you got that, excuse my language, you don't fuck with kids mentality. The street code. The prison code. But when it comes to streets, the drug ring him and others are involved with, I'll show you later, are around 13 different kids' death. 7 of these kids were burned alive. 2 were shot execution style. The others were missing and killed cases. And I call Karina the 14th missing and killed. She was only 18, 2 weeks into her 18th birthday. She never got the chance to see what the 18 meant. The adulthood meant.